So nervous making this video right now, but I have a question to ask you. What if you had a life blueprint?
Yeah, when I saw that post about your purpose, finding your purpose in life, I said I had to tell my story. Got to tell my story. So, we go around always trying to figure out what it is we're here for. Why is this world the way it is? Why are we going through what we're going through? And sometimes it just seems meaningless and pointless. In 2005, I had gotten fed up. I'm always been a person, even as a kid, I was a mediator, the peacekeeper, the storyteller to give lessons, the guider, the counselor. You know, and I used to wonder. I said, why am I the family matriarch and I'm not the oldest person? And everyone, my family, everybody, you would always come to me for advice for every subject, for everything. So in 2005, I just got fed up. And I said, you know what? I'm done with this. I am done. I am not giving any more advice. I'm tired of telling people and people coming to me with their problems, with their advice and things like that. I give them advice. They turn right back around and do the exact opposite. Then the same problem is going on and on. Then they come back later. They don't take the advice or you try to help. They don't take the help. And that's just been my nature always. I've been that helper of spirits, of souls, of everything, just always been. And I've just always been that way. And so I was just fed up. I'm done. We ain't doing this no more. I'm done. I'm not giving no more advice. The moment I said that, the moment I proclaimed that and spoke it, out of nowhere, within the next hour, I started getting text messages, emails, and phone calls from people I hadn't heard from in years, saying this: oh my gosh, I don't know what happened. You just popped in my head. You popped in my head. And I just remember, the advice you gave me 10 years ago on this particular thing. And I followed it. And oh my gosh. And how it helped my life. Next person, oh my gosh, you popped in my head. And I remember when something you said to me, I was doing something and you said this thing to me. And I remember when you said it, the profound impact it had on me. And I know we haven't spoken in 15 years, but you popped in my head. Oh my gosh, I was just thinking of you. Oh my gosh, I was just thinking of my mother contacted me. She said, hey, I just got a message from this friend of yours. Said they didn't have your new number, but I've had this number for over 10 years, but it's just someone even further. They were looking for you. They lost your number or didn't have your new number or whatever it was. And they called me and said that they were thinking about you and they just wanted to talk to you and call the person. I'm like, yeah, I don't know why, but you just popped in my head out of nowhere. And this was for the next 4 days, over and over. People I hadn't heard from in years. Everybody's contacting me saying the same thing. Everybody. Your advice, that thing you said to me, because I'm a kind of person, I'm not going to tell you what you need, what you want to hear. I'm okay with telling you what you need to hear, even if it's uncomfortable. And I got so many people contacting me saying this just out of nowhere. Coincidence? I think not. That was Almighty trying to let me know, no, that's your role here, woman. That's why you are here. That's why you do this so seamlessly, so easily, so instinctively. Because that's why you're here. Now, you don't get to get upset and decide you're not doing this. And if I would have turned my back on that purpose, I would have been so lost and confused. But when those messages came through, I was like, got it. Okay. I hear you loud and clear. That is why I'm here. Because I'm that kind of person that has the weirdest things happen to me. And those weird things are to help give me knowledge and guidance, opposite from what the world is telling us, for me to spread. And I realized that was my role. That's why, because people would always tell me, you have the weirdest things happen to you. Well, those weird things shaped my mentality, shaped my mind, shaped my soul, my spirit, my understanding. And then I tell those stories to people and they're like, wow, never thought about that way. Never thought about this way. Gives me something to think about. So I realized what my role was. I'm a speaker. I'm here to talk and spread the truth, spread knowledge, we've lost our way. And so those weird things happen to me so that I can turn around and tell, hey, this happened, and let me tell you what it made me think of, or let me tell you what, why I think this happened, whatever. But it also makes people think. They go, that's interesting. That's what happened to you? And this is just me telling my stories or giving advice or giving guidance or just a kind word. So I learned my role, and it made my life so much more fulfilled. I feel so much more fulfilled and happier understanding this is my role. And when I get annoyed and think it's not working or it's not, what I'm doing isn't helping, I've learned it is. You're not going to always see that help. It's not going to always be in your face, but you're doing your part. So I just keep it moving.